Hey, Sujal, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet
Hey,
you
I'm
too.
Zinni, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You ready for some hot pot?
Yes, I am.
All right, let's go in.
Let's go. Yeah, my name is Sujal. I am right now 31 and I work as a system administrator for a software company right here in Vancouver. I've been working for this company for, it's been almost about to hit 4 years now. I moved to Vancouver in 2016 when I graduated from Kamloops. And yeah, since then I've been working here. I've been working at 3 different companies so far. And yeah, my journey has been pretty good.
So, Sujal, starting off from your journey in Canada,
Yeah.
like, how did you or your parents decide to even come here for study?
So it was actually my elder sister. I have 2 sisters, and my elder sister decided to go to United States, not Canada, for her master's degree. So she was the first one in my family who left India. I was born in India, in New Delhi, and so was my entire family. I have mom, dad, and 2 elder sisters. I'm the youngest one. So my elder sister, who is almost 11 years older than me, she decided to move to US. She wrote her GMAT, I believe. Yeah, it was GMAT. And she got admission in a university in Ohio. She moved there for her master's degree. And then because she had good experience, my middle sister followed the same trend. She also moved to United States for her master's degree. They are way older than me, so at that time I was still in my school, in my high school. And then after that, my family wanted me to go to US as well. So that was the destination. I wrote SAT, but I also wanted to explore a few more options. So alongside United States, I decided to apply to Canada and UK as well. Mostly my preference was any English-speaking country, just because I already knew the language. So considering everything, the fee structure, the course details, all the university which gave admission to me, I decided Kamloops, Thompson River University here in BC. And that was the reason. Canada was not the exact reason. It was more about the education and computer science, the fee structure, the university, everything. When it aligned, I chose one. I had to choose one where I could study. So it turned out to be Thompson Rivers University in Kamloops.
First, let's have some of this hot pot. I just want to show everyone. We're having basically Chinese hot pot here. First time for you, Sujal, right?
Yes, it is.
And it's looking very beautiful. So, Sujal, how was your experience like as a student in Canadian universities? Like, do you find it challenging, or was it very intellectually stimulating? Like, how was it overall?
Well, for me, because I only went to, after my high school, the university experience, I only had it in Canada. So I have nothing to compare with anything else, because Canadian university is the only university I attended in my life. But for me, because for me, the country was new, the culture, everything. Even though I knew English before, but English was not used in India in day-to-day life. So the language was new kind of for me. Not exactly new, but it was still. The verbal speaking was new. Second was the culture was new, the country was new, rules were new. And on top of that, yes, the course and the educational structure, it's there, which is different from which I've seen around me. But before coming here, I did my research enough, so I knew kind of what to expect from it. But of course, it's not always what you expect, and new challenges, new stuff comes in front of you. So for me, at the beginning, I have nothing to compare it with, but it was challenging just because I was not just dealing with the university and the education. I was also dealing with the country, with the change which I was going through. Also living by myself, because I was 18 years old at that time, never lived by myself. And I had to do everything for myself at that age. So The university challenge, education challenge, living challenge, everything just got combined.
Oh, I see. And then from the people you met in university, like you meet a lot of good friends?
Yes, throughout the world, other international students as well, local student, people from different culture. I had friends. My friend circle at the beginning was actually exchange student from Germany, and with them I started hanging out. And then there were other international students in the dorms because I was staying on campus. So I made friends over there. On top of that, of course, in my class, there were local students who were Canadians. I made friends with everyone, from people from Germany, people from France, local people from Canada, of course, people from China. It was the first time I had this kind of exposure of people, such international people who also came from different culture, different kind of society, and they were also having a different experience. Combining with my experience, I think it was really fun to understand that, to know that, and which it did made my journey easier. Because once I made friends who all were also going through different stuff, and then of course we help each other. Everyone helped each other. It made my journey from that point much easier.
Would you say like students in Canada and then the people in the general are like very accepting of your like Indian heritage and like who you are?
Yes, they are. This is the first thing I noticed the moment I came here: the friendliness. The moment I landed so I had a quick tragedy with the moment I landed in Canada. They lost my luggage, so I landed with no luggage. I had just had my handbag with me. And me leaving the country first time, coming there first time, coming to a new country first time and arriving with no luggage, the challenge just increased for me. But from that point, when I asked for help, like, hey, I don't have my luggage, everyone just reached out to me. They were like, okay, you want a comforter now because you don't have a comforter. You go to that store, you buy a comforter from there. You want food. From there, you can have it. If you need, I can help you with my stuff. You can borrow it until you buy your own. Even the first people I dealt with was, of course, the airport staff. The moment I landed, I had to complain that, hey, you lost my luggage. But everyone was so ensuring at that time, like, hey, don't worry, things will be all right. We'll find your luggage. So that was my first experience about the friendliness I saw. And from there, it just kept on increasing. Every person at the beginning I met, luckily, was extremely friendly, extremely helpful. I love that feeling.
That's good. That's good to hear. Yeah. I wish you'd hear more, but let's have some more of this hot pot. Yeah. And everything looks at like when it's boiling, you see like the bubble.
Yeah.
That's like ready.
It's
That's
ready
like
to
cooked.
eat.
So Sujal, can you tell me a story of like an interesting person you met so far in Canada? Like a good friend, or like how's the people like, the connections that you made?
I met a lot of interesting people throughout my journey. I'll say it's really going to be difficult to pinpoint one interesting person I met, because I feel like it was a lineup since the beginning, and I'm happy to meet all those interesting people I met. Since the moment I landed in my dorm, I made my first friend, whom I had quick conversation with, and then next time we met was while playing volleyball, and I didn't knew I'll be such a good friend with this guy. That we're still great friends. And alongside him, I met another guy, and then we kind of became a circle. You met one guy, after that you met another person through him, and then through that person, you make a circle. Yes, some people stay, some people don't stay in that friend circle, but I always appreciate the one who stayed, and then who left. They had their own life wherever they went after that. Many of them moved to Toronto, many of them moved out of Canada. From there to my internship, which was my co-op, I met more interesting people in Kootenays, where there was nothing much to do there. was
Small town vibe.
really small town. So that's where my co-op was. I was working in a coal mine. Like I was still working in IT, but my office was inside the mine.
Oh, okay. Like you're doing IT for a coal mine company?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I worked for them for almost 2 years.
Okay.
And over there, because the vibe was completely different, I made great friends over there. I still miss them. Since my co-op was over, I came back to Kamloops, and once I graduated, then I moved to Vancouver. I still feel like, hey, I want to go back and meet those people. Though I'm not even sure those people are still working for the same company or they moved somewhere else. So yeah, throughout and after coming to Vancouver, of course, meet more friends, met more people. Though I'm still connected to the original friends I made when I was in university, and I think that's the connection which never gonna be lost now.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Like you meet up once in a while, have beers or wherever you are around the world.
exactly.
Yes, yeah.
And
great.
because of that circle, we know each other. Because of that circle, I met Justin, and from Justin, I met you.
Yeah, through that camping trip. Yeah, it was a
Exactly.
good camping trip. We would have stayed longer if not for the forest fire, actually.
Exactly. Usually that's beautiful. That area, that camping area, especially at night.
Uh-oh! Watch out! Everybody, watch out! Watch out! Everybody, watch out!
So Sujal, after university and stuff, how would you say is the job market for a person like you that's in IT and like computer science development?
Well, I say it really depends on the time. For example, when I graduated, it was 2016. That market and today's market is completely different. It's like day and night different. That time, jobs were available, not just in IT, I think even in other fields. But IT is always, I'd say IT and medical field, what I've seen from my experience, always have jobs available as compared to many other fields. When I graduated, firstly, I had co-op experience. And I believe because of that, it was extremely easy for me. I had 3 job offers before my final exam. I started giving interviews, started applying because I knew my final exams are here. And by the time I graduated, I already had few offers from some companies. And when I accepted the offer from the company I worked for, which was People's Trust in downtown Vancouver, even after that, I was still getting phone calls like, hey, you want to come for the 3rd interview, or even offer letters. I got 1 offer letter after that, and I told them I already accepted 1 job. So I'm happy with that. So for me, I didn't face any issue after graduation because I had a job before graduation, technically.
Yeah.
And at that time,
And that experience helped you to
I think it was
more attractive for you as
I think that was the main reason. Co-op is extremely, I think the one thing Canada does great is providing co-op opportunities.
Yeah, on-site training.
On-site training.
Yeah.
And you can experiment with it. You can see, oh, does this thing sticks? Do I like doing it? Or you want to try something else? If you want to try something else, you can easily change your field. And because within IT, there are a million fields. There's so many options you can take. And what I picked, luckily, I loved that. So I didn't change. I had in my mind, I'll do 4 months this, then for 4 months I'll do something else, and then 4 months I'll do something else. But the moment I got in, I loved it so much, I decided to go all 16 month in the same field. I didn't change it. I did exactly the same thing. And when I graduated, I again went for the same thing. And because I had so much of experience, so much of knowledge, I believe that that's what helped me. Of course, the market condition, the job market of the time, the economical condition of the country, which is not in your hand. It doesn't matter how hard you try, you cannot control it, the outside factors. But the inside factors which I could control, which is the knowledge and skills,
that
it
you
helped
provide,
me. An external factor because the market was pretty good at that time, which is, I know it's different right now, especially after COVID.
Yeah.
It's for me, I faced no challenge after graduation whatsoever. I was just focused on my skills, focused on the knowledge, and it was easy for me.
That's good to hear. Then, would you say like how would you say being as like a taxpayer now, and like to the Canadian government, like how is that process like for you? Like, do you think like the tax code and everything is fair in the country in terms of like the benefits that they provide, like free healthcare and like some other benefits that they provide, or do you think that that tax system is too much for like full-time workers like me and you?
I will say in a negative way that yes, it is too much. I think Canada does a huge portion of our salary goes into tax. It's like the penalty we pay to do better in life. We earn more and then we pay more. And the amount of tax in Canada we pay, I don't feel like we get as much back as we deserve. I don't know how it was before because I have nothing to compare with again. But when I compare it with my rest of my family, which is in the United States, I feel like Canada puts a little more burden on people who earn. It charges more and does provide little less in return. Yes, we do have free healthcare. We do have certain government schemes, TFSA to take advantage of taxes as well. We do get things like the benefit, of course, we're providing to the society, to the homeless, for in terms of their welfare. All that is there. However, I don't think the amount they are charging us, the amount they are taking away from us per paycheck, they're doing that a good job. Why? Because they're increasing the amount of tax, but the homelessness is still increasing in the country.
It got increased more than from COVID too, right?
Yeah, from COVID. I don't see the medical system improving as the tax goes up. I want to see that improve. I want to see
Like faster services,
Exactly.
or like dental, or even eye is included, right?
Exactly, and that I see actually getting worse. The infrastructure, I don't see any great improvement in our infrastructure. The roads are not getting better. The highways are not getting better. The response time to an accident is not getting better. So nothing I see is improving. I don't see new hospitals getting built. I've not seen a single new hospital getting built in Vancouver since I moved. But I have seen the amount of tax keep on increasing. So population is of course increasing. Taxes are increasing, but because the infrastructure is not increasing, I don't feel like what I pay, I get back in return. And I don't think it's even helping others, even helping our homeless, even helping the society, because that's also increasing. It's just getting worse.
Yeah. Because the more tax we pay, that's like less for people to either spend money into the economy itself, which is a different way of helping the economy, or to even like start businesses.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So either they decrease, I feel like either government should decrease tax or start improving the way they use our tax money.
Sujal, would you be comfortable to share like how much taxes did you pay last year?
I don't have the exact figure in my mind.
Or
right
like
now.
or what's the percentage of your salary?
I'm pretty sure I paid almost half of my salary in tax.
Right now it's half.
Yes, 14% to half I paid in taxes.
Wow. And so then that compared to the United States, what would you say?
I think they pay around 30% of their salary in taxes.
Compared to like almost half for you.
Yes.
So that's like a big portion.
Yes, that 20% does make a huge difference.
Yeah.
Yes, some people can say it comes because of the United States doesn't have free healthcare. it comes with that. But I will argue just a little in a different way, especially if you look at from a personal perspective. People who are working. So anyone who's working in the United States, for example, rest of my family members, they get insurance from the company they work for. So majority of it, except yes, they have to pay a little bit.
Premium or whatever.
Yes, but most of it is covered. But in Canada, it's a completely different story. Yes, it is free for us. We don't have to pay anything. But at the same time, we people who are working, we are paying way more. Way more.
It's just a different way of paying, basically.
Exactly. And why we also need to look at why it's not just we are paying that 10 or 20% more than people in the United States. The earnings are also a little less. And why the earnings are less, I believe because the companies are also taxed more. It's at every single point from not just the income tax, even when we buy something, the GST, the PST, everything adds up. And because we are taxed more, we pay more and we get less. So it's not just about the tax I pay, which is deducted from my salary. It's also the tax I'm paying when I'm buying anything, when I'm going to the grocery store and picking up something over there. We do pay more than them.
Yeah, that's true.
And the more higher income, like one thing every time you think about going to a higher tax bracket is also I have to pay more tax now as well. It's kind of discouraging people to
even go up and
up.
Work more, learn more skills, upgrade themselves, right?
Exactly. Then you'll be like, oh, I'm gonna fall under this tax bracket now, and then I'll be paying this percentage. So I believe there should be a fine line. Of course, it can be like, okay, there's no tax, or it cannot be like, oh, there's so much tax. There's always a fine line.
There's a balancing act.
There's a balance.
Yeah.
But when you see a tax increase, you also want to see the benefit also increase. And when you don't see the benefit increase, but you only see that you're paying more, that's completely unfair.
Yeah, that's true.
Hi. Hey. No, don't, Emma.
I've heard you're like a well-traveled person.
Yes.
Like from all the places that you've been to, can you share me a little bit about your travel experiences and also like how are those places are somewhat similar to Canada, or like what are the things that Canada can learn from different places that you travel to?
Yeah, so my traveling started, well, I'm not going to consider United States, Canada and India as a travel destination because, that's where my family is, or that's where I was born or live. So other than that, the actual traveling which I started was Mexico. And the reason why I picked Mexico was my love for Latin culture. And my love for Latin culture started because I was seeing a girl and she was a Latina. And she was the one who told me about a place called hostel where you can go and meet people and you can travel solo. Because before that, every time I would plan something to travel or with someone, the vacation time just would not align with another person. And I was like, okay, it's not aligning. You're getting day off during this time. I'm getting day off during this time. And the moment I heard, okay, you can do solo traveling and then still make friends, and being an extrovert, not so difficult for me to talk, I was like, okay, let's give this a try. First destination was Cancun. In 2018, I believe, 2019, early or 2018. This is when I started traveling. I think it was 2018, if I'm not wrong. And I went to Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Tulum, and to see Chichen Itza. Throughout my stay over there, I learned, I made a lot of friends. Tourist friend, local friend, and I kind of got the taste of traveling. And after that, every time I got vacation, I just spent on traveling. I've been to various countries, and I think that was also my one reason after that to get Canadian passport. Because at that time when I just started traveling, it was right before my PR, before my permanent residency. And after I got permanent residency, I was keen of getting the Canadian passport just because it ranks so high. It gives you that flexibility.
Visa-free travel.
Visa-free travel to wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
And before that, I was like, okay, I'm staying here. Even after PR, I don't care about anything else. I'm living the life. I'm doing everything any other Canadian is doing. But now, once I started loving traveling so much, I really wanted that passport. And so from that day till today, I've been to, after Mexico, I went to Panama. After Panama, I went to Colombia, Costa Rica, within the same trip. After that, I went to Europe. So I went to the UK, Spain. After Spain, I went to Portugal. After Portugal, I went to France. Then after that, it was this year when I went to Peru.
And how was Peru?
Peru is awesome. It is amazing. I really want to visit that country again. It's out of all the places I visited, it's my top 2 destination. Like I can say there are only 2 countries which are extremely close to my heart where I want to travel again. One is Peru, other one is Colombia.
Okay.
And these 2 countries I will be traveling again for sure.
Did you get a chance to check out Machu Picchu or any of those temples?
Yes, I did. Yeah, Machu Picchu was the first thing I really wanted to see, and I think it belongs to every traveler wants to see, and I think every traveler should see at least all 7 wonders. Machu Picchu is one of them. I've seen 3 wonders now, and I want to see all 7 of them.
What were the other 2?
Chichen Itza and Taj Mahal.
Oh, okay. And they're like, Machu Picchu is like high up in the mountains, right?
Yes, it is. You have to hike up.
You have to hike up? Oh.
Yeah. Some people, you can choose how much you want to hike. So certain amount of hike, of course, everyone has to do. You cannot avoid that. But some people start their hike at way bottom, and it takes them 4 days to do the hike.
Wow.
And many people do that.
So it's like a big journey.
Big journey it is. And you have to be ready for that. You also have to buy a permit.
You have to pack and everything.
To pack everything. There was this girl, she was from Korea. She was in my train, and she planned that entire trip to go for the hike. And her group did the hike. But unfortunately, she ended up eating somewhere from the street, and she got salmonella.
Oh.
Ended up in hospital, and now she could not hike.
Oh.
But still, she took the other route, and
still
she ended up
seeing it. Okay.
Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu, and also I did 2 hikes, Machu Picchu and the Rainbow Mountain. And both were amazing.
Beautiful views.
Amazing view. It's for other people, it's hard to breathe up there because it's so high. For me, I felt nothing. Maybe because I hike a lot, my body's used to it. Over here, I do Grouse Mountain multiple times a year.
Did you do any other hikes in Vancouver, like the Chief or?
Yes, Chief. I do Goat Mountain, Norman Falls. Grouse I do most of the time. It's like my go-to hike. Whenever I feel like, okay, let's do Grouse and try to do it faster than last time.
Beat your time,
Beat my own time.
Then what did you say is the most beautiful place or scenery you've seen in Canada?
In Canada, it's hard to pinpoint one. I'll say Banff is one of the most beautiful places.
Like Lake Louise right there?
Yeah. If I have to pick nature, I'll say Banff, hands down, is the most beautiful place in Canada. And coming from a person who really loves Vancouver in terms of beauty.
Yeah, like you get the sea, the sky, the ocean.
And the mountains.
Yeah, and then you can go
beaches.
You can go skiing if you want. You can go skiing if you want on the same day, and you can go to the beach on the same day.
Exactly. It's the only place I'll say which gives you mountains, which gives you city life, and give you beaches all at the same time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't snow much here. So
yeah, we get like maybe a couple of weeks of snow.
Yeah, except last year when it started snowing very early.
Very early, yeah. But it always thaws really fast with the rain.
Yes, it
2 or 3 days of rain, the snow's gone.
Exactly. So yeah, I say weather-wise, Vancouver is pretty good. Canada is dull everywhere in general, not because of the weather. I say because of the darkness. And this is the reason why I always choose to travel during winters, because it's not the cold which bothers me. It's the darkness. When it starts getting dark at
Like 4, yeah.
Yeah, 3:34 it starts getting dark and we don't get sunshine until like 8 in the morning. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. Most people start feeling depressed. And to get out of that stage, to get out of that feeling of lacking sunlight, I love to travel during this time to anywhere warm.
When did you get your PR or citizenship?
I believe my PR was in 2018, if I'm not wrong. And my citizenship was in 2021 or 2022. 2021, I believe, if I'm not wrong.
Then for the new prospective people that wants to come to Canada, is there any advice you can give them towards the immigration process or what they should know before they come to Canada?
It depends on how they're coming. So if they're coming as a student or on a work permit, if they're coming as a student, there are different advices I'll give them. So if someone is coming as a student, first advice I'll give them is do research on what you actually want to do and which university you're going to, because that will make a huge difference in your experience. Make sure the university you're going to, the education is good there, the town it is in is a pretty good town. You'll get exposure to a lot of places, a lot of things. And also about your skills. Whatever you want to do, say even you want to do a part-time job or not, if you do want to do a part-time job, make sure you have some extra special skills, something which 99% of the population cannot do. If you have that, life's just going to be easy for you. And if your mindset is there, that you already know what you want to do, what course you want to take, your life going to be easy. If you don't know, if you're still experimenting, my suggestion would be do that experiment in your home country. Because over there, you know the things, you know the structure, you know the stuff, your life will get easier if you know exactly what you want to do. If everything is well planned, of course, it's not going to go as exactly what you planned, and it never does. For me, it didn't. I don't know. I barely know anyone for whom things went exactly how they planned it to work. However, when you do have a plan ready, if things do not go according to that exact same plan, then you can do some alternate. You can play with it. But when you have no plan whatsoever, then you're all confused. You don't know what to do next. Other than that, if you're coming through for work permit, I think life's gonna be just a little more easier on your financials part. However, life's gonna be difficult on your social part, because the friends you make at university, you're not gonna be making at work. This is a core reality.
It's harder to make friends at work.
Way harder. I don't think I made as many friends after I graduated as many I made before graduation. You may able to make some friends, and you may have one-to-one connection with that person, but you're not gonna have the chances of you having a friend circle decreases. As you grow older, it decreases even furthermore. So the social challenge you may have, there are financial challenges. During student life, what I learned was, yes, I had little more challenges, especially financially, because I was a student and students are poor. But I made good friends, and I went through that journey. I went through all those challenges, and I'm really happy I did, because it did help me to blend into the culture, the multicultural society which Canada offers. And that is actually, you might have heard that Canada's diversity is its strength, and this is the reality. Diversity is the strength. There's so much you can learn from other people's culture, because there's no culture which is perfect, but there are always good things and bad things in every culture. And being in a multicultural society, you can learn so many good things from so many cultures. It's just amazing how it turns you into a better man or better woman. On top of that, the advice I'll give for integrating in the society, and also is try to get out of your comfort zone. If you are not going outside of, or not thinking, or not meeting people whom you never met, then life's gonna be difficult for you. But if you try to push yourself a little out of your comfort zone, try to talk to people from different culture, try to go to a different restaurant where you never tried food before, you'll enjoy more. Trust me, your life gonna be way more fun. Because this is what Canada has to offer, and take advantage of that. On the immigration perspective, if you do well, if you are someone who's skilled and you are working towards your goal and you have the knowledge, you have the skills, then of course Canada wants you. Not just Canada, any country wants you because you are valuable for that country. If focus on that first, depends on what you came in. Immigration system is pretty simple. It's not that difficult. Yes, it has its challenges. I had few challenges, but those challenges you can easily overcome those challenges when you have skills, when you have the knowledge. I did mostly all my immigration paperwork by myself, and I did my own research online, which is not that difficult. If you compare it with the only other country I can compare it with is because of my family, United States, and I'll say Canada has much more linear plan. It's literally a step-by-step plan. I came as a student. After studying, I got 3 years of work permit. In that 3 years, once you work for 1 year, you can apply. If you work for 1 year, you can apply under a Canadian Experience class, I believe, which still exists. Under the Express Entry, you do have to write an exam. I wrote CELPIP, and you get into a draw. Your name comes out in that draw. It's based on your language skills, your education level, your experience, and it's not that difficult when you work here, when you studied here, to get enough points to get your name out of that pool. And after that, you apply for it. Yes, you make sure you do all the paperwork correctly. You do that, you get your permanent residency. And once you get that, you live here for another 2 years, because maximum 1 year of your life, the amount of time you stayed in Canada, only maximum 1 year. So only the half of the time counts, but maximum one year counts. So you require 3 years before you can apply for citizenship. I waited 4 years, because I got a little lazy. And after that, I applied for citizenship. Citizenship process went completely smoothly. The life in Canada is actually pretty amazing, and that light is beautiful.
Thank you very much, Sujal.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.